What percentage of your thoughts are actually helpful and support you in improving and growing in your life? For most people, it's maybe 20%. 80% of people's thoughts, it's just like they're torturing themselves, making themselves suffer, putting themselves down, putting other people down. Really, at the end of the day, the quality of your life comes down to the quality of your thoughts and feelings every day. I'm sure you have experienced moments throughout your life where you just feel absolutely present in the moment, and there's not that annoying voice in your head that's like judging, putting you down, putting other people down. Like I just said, you've had these moments, but they don't last because your mind is afraid. It wants to get back in control. So when you feel those moments of peace, it's when your mind and your heart, when they're aligned and they're just appreciating and being in the moment instead of trying to attain something. So the goal is to be in that state constantly as much as we possibly can. But most people are afraid of that because then they feel like they won't achieve anything and they won't be able to protect themselves. So there's a metaphor that the higher your walls are, the more protected you are from external threats. But what that also means is that you can't come out of your own wall. So your protection has become your prison. So that's what our thoughts are. They become our prison. We think we're protecting ourselves with all the thoughts of thinking about all the different scenarios of what could possibly happen when you speak to a person, or if you started working out, or if you took that job or started that business. All these extra thoughts we think are useful, but really they're keeping us from doing what we're meant to be doing. So this is a serious thing that if you improve, it literally changes everything. You get to, everything you look at, everything you experience becomes so much more full of a lot more emotion, a lot more joy, a lot more freedom, and a lot more presence. So how can you get to this point? How can you experience more of these present moments? In Buddhism, they call it the monkey mind, where your mind is literally like an animal. It goes all over the place. It can't just sit still. It can't relax. So you have to find a strategy that allows you to direct that energy. For certain people, like meditation, or they like to do something more intense like cold showers or something like Wim Hof breathing. I just gave you a couple of things you can look into, but the goal is to start becoming more aware of your thoughts, start observing them, and with time you'll realize that you are not those thoughts. You are actually the observer. You are just the person that sees the thoughts, that can experience the thoughts. Just like if you look at a tree, you're just seeing the tree, you are not the tree. It's the same thing with your thoughts. I get it, it's a bit intangible. It was for me in the very beginning. So what works best is just starting with some type of breathing practice or some type of habit that brings you into the present moment. A lot of people, they use things like drugs, smoking, sex, these things that bring us into the present moment. But when you do that, neuroscientists found that when we do these very dopaminergic activities, things that give us dopamine without any hard work, what happens is you have a baseline of dopamine. This is where your levels of, you'd say, pleasure are. Then it spikes up when you do these things, but then it goes way below that line. It goes way down. So afterwards, you're less happy than you were before. And that means you have less presence and less connection to where you are right now. And then you feel more lost than you were before. So what I want you to take away from this video, come up with some type of practice that feels like it would align with you, whether it's a cold shower, or it could even be just like dancing or doing yoga. Some people like to pray because it brings you into the present moment. It depends on what type of person you are. The easiest thing you can do is start some type of meditation of just focusing on your breath. 1 minute a day, you can start with that. The goal would be to get to 10 minutes a day. That's perfect. It would be amazing. And you'll start to notice these thoughts, and only then you're able to guide them and choose the thoughts that you want to be having. Another thing you can do is journaling, because then you are writing out your thoughts, you're organizing them in a way that you want, because you can see them. And what we can see, we feel like we have more control over. I'm so curious to hear what you get from implementing a practice like this. Let me know in the comments. I'm very curious to know. All right, bye-bye.